Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Scott Dennis has the night off. Thanks for joining us. Our top story this evening, more details on why a community meeting between police and the NAACP was canceled last night in Sarasota. Police say earlier in the day, burglars stole 2 rifles and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. ABC 7's Ray Collins is just out of a police press conference and joins us with the details. Ray.
Haley, the chief says there's been a nationwide trend of weapons being stolen before protests and rallies across the country, and here it happened in Sarasota. There were 2 burglaries yesterday. The first one, an AK-47 with 1,000 rounds of ammunition stolen in a house on Old Bradenton Road. Later in the day, someone stole a rifle, 700 bullets, on 6th Street. Either way, the chief says she could not hold that meeting last night in good conscience.
I couldn't feel comfortable knowing that an AK-47 with 1,000 rounds was on our streets in a close proximity to where the meeting was to take place. That was my concern last night. The whole church, 1,000 rounds, everybody in the church could have been killed or injured.
And despite the fact there were 2 burglaries yesterday, the chief is not sure they were related. Much more at 6. For now, Haley, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ray. That community conversation has now been rescheduled for Monday, the 25th, at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. ABC 7's Kate Flexter joins us now with the details on that. Kate.
Haley, we spoke to the NAACP, and they said the theft of those 2 rifles was one of the main reasons yesterday's event was canceled. But they hope the upcoming meeting will move forward without security threats. The meeting was scheduled in the wake of the deaths of 2 black men at the hands of police officers and the murder of 5 officers in Dallas. But that meeting was canceled just 1 hour before it was set to begin. A press release from the Sarasota Police Department said it was an issue of logistics. The NAACP tells us the concern was endangering any of the people in attendance. We spoke to John Walker, the pastor of the Bethel CME Church, where the meeting was scheduled to be held. He says the conversation in conjunction with action needs to happen.
And when we sit down and talk and rationalize and say, okay, this is what we have to do, regardless if we disagree or we agree to disagree. But the thing is, bottom line, let's come together and make it right.
The NAACP tells us they chose the Robert L. Taylor complex for the meeting because they think that venue will be more secure. Haley?
Thank you, Kate. Tonight, President Obama will speak to the nation about race relations, justice, policing, and equality. The president will participate in a town hall primetime event. The discussion will include police officers, students, and families affected by recent shootings in Dallas, Minnesota, and Louisiana. Just yesterday, the president spent nearly 4 hours talking at the White House with community activists, politicians, and law enforcement officials.
We have to, as a country, sit down and just grind it out, solve these problems.
You can watch the 1-hour town hall event live right here on ABC 7 starting at 8 o'clock. A trial is underway in Sarasota for a man accused of killing his former landlord 13 years ago. John Melquist is charged with second-degree murder, and he has chosen to represent himself in court. He was renting a room from 68-year-old Annalise Schweikert back in March of 2003, but he was not arrested until a decade later. Melquist claims the last time he saw Schweikert was when he dropped her off at the airport. In day 2 of the trial, the prosecution called multiple witnesses. Schweikert's former mail carrier got emotional on the stand.
There were letters from Germany coming to her, and I really questioned it again, and I asked my boss again. I said, I don't feel good about this. Something's not right. This is not like her. And then when the letters from Germany came, I thought something had to be wrong.
The trial is expected to wrap up on Tuesday. For the second time this summer, the DeSoto Square Mall in Bradenton has had to close because of a power outage. The mall closed around 11 o'clock this morning and reopened around 2:30 this afternoon. The mall alerted customers on its Facebook page saying FPL had to replace some electrical equipment. Crews made the necessary repairs and it's back up and running. Back on June 9th, the mall closed for several hours, also due to a FPL APL issue in that case. The dog days of summer are upon us following a June that, according to NOAA, was the warmest on record in the United States. ABC 7's Adam Cellini is joining us live from Lido Beach with more on the effect that this heat is having on all of us on the Sun Coast, including Adam out there in this heat doing this live shot, right?
That's right. Well, thank you, Haley. I'm actually undercover right now. It looked like a storm was. Summer camp scheduling has been a delicate process lately for the Lakewood Ranch YMCA.
Because it is Florida and it is so hot, we try to do like an activity outside, then an activity inside, or an activity at the pool, just so they get that fluctuation.
Thursday activities were outside at Ed Smith Stadium. As campers rounded the bases, a water break was always close by.
How hot is it out here right now?
Very hot!
One Sarasota Urgent Care says this month has brought in a few patients struggling with heat illness.
Golfers, especially people older than like 50 to 60 years old, that basically go out and try to do too much without adequate rest and hydration.
A Climate Central study listed 13 metro cities in Florida, including Sarasota, that can expect the highest increase in 100-degree days over the next few decades. According to Dr. Mahoney, the combination of heat and humidity can put the body in overdrive.
People are unaware of how much water that they're losing. They're exerting themselves more when it's hot and humid out, and so their heart rate is up and their circulation is up and their evaporative losses through the skin are increased.
Few people were braving the heat at St. Armand's Circle Thursday afternoon. Jasmine Martinez needed an umbrella to play the popular cell phone game Pokemon Go.
It helps because it's a lot cooler like underneath the umbrella instead of just walking out with the sun like straight down on me.
However, some restaurants say the heat is actually driving sales.
We see some pretty good traffic right at the heat of the day at about 3 o'clock, so I think people are looking for a break earlier, so we're seeing a rush earlier than normal.
Sorry about those connection problems earlier. I'm back now. Now some tips to help avoid any heat illnesses while the hot days are upon us. One is to schedule 15 to 20-minute breaks every hour. Another is to drink plenty of fluids before doing physical activity. And another tip from doctors, double the recommended 1.5-liter water intake per day. Live on Lido Beach, I'm Adam Cellini. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Adam. And for more on that heat, we'll head over to Bob and get a check on what's in store. But like Adam mentioned, Bob, possibly some storms in the area.
Yeah, some storms cooling down in some areas, and also light-colored, loose-fitting clothing, the best apparel to be wearing outdoors. And try to avoid working at the heat of the day, anywhere from, say, 1 o'clock up until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And also look out for lightning, and it's around right now. Look at the heat index at 98. You know, we get our 100-degree days when we have an east wind and no sea breeze develops. Today, a southwest wind, and that southwest wind really has helped kick off these showers and storms in the afternoon and evening. We didn't see that last week or the week prior to that, and our low temperatures were extremely warm, and that's what made it feel so warm out there, with low temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. But a different story now with these afternoon and evening storms moving in. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing some heavy rainfall moving in just in the last half hour there, and you can get a look at the intense line of storms making its way across parts of west central Florida. Now moving to the northwest at 10, by far the heaviest storm from Lakewood Ranch and northward into Ellenton Parish and just to the east of downtown Bradenton. This again heading off to the west, and we could see more developing behind it. The lightning strikes just within the last few minutes, 628, so very active cell right now. We'll have more on our forecast coming up in a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. A follow-up now on a fiery crash that shut down the Sunshine Skyway Bridge for hours. FDOT says it will take weeks to repair the damage caused by Tuesday's tanker truck fire. The truck had a tire blowout and it hit the wall and then caught fire on the southbound side of the bridge, spilling 4,000 gallons of fuel. The fire caused an expansion joint on the bridge to burn. Crews still need to install a replacement joint, which will take about 3 weeks. An inspection showed the rest of the bridge is safe, although there is minor damage on the concrete from the heat. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now. And Richard, am I correct that the stock market has finished higher now 5 days in a row?
Haley, I'll give you an A+. You are absolutely correct. 5 days in a row on the upside, the first time we've been able to say that since March. That's a little while ago. But very importantly, I look back to see where we closed on the 27th of June. That was the Monday of Brexit, if you remember. Since that time, the Dow Jones Industrial Average since the 27th of June is up by 1,366 points. That's a gain of 7.96%. That's more than the S&P has averaged over a period of years. But that being said, the S&P 500 in that same time frame, while it is up by 3.2%. Nothing wrong with that either. And today, triple-digit gains all across the board, up arrows everywhere, and lots of good news. So let's take a look. There you see the Dow was up by 134 points, almost 0.75%, closing above 18,500 for the first time ever, 18,506.41 on volume of 844 million shares. The NASDAQ was up more than 0.5%, more than 28 points above 5,000 for the second day in a row, 5,034.06, that on volume of 1,767 million shares. And the S&P keeps right on plugging along, up by more than 0.5%, more than 11 points, closing at 2,163.75. Well, we're just getting into the earnings season, and earnings that we've seen so far have been absolutely excellent. Today, we saw earnings from J.P. Morgan Chase. That's the largest bank in this country in terms of assets, and the earnings were terrific. The top line, the total revenues, came in well ahead of Wall Street expectations. The bottom line, profits or earnings, also well ahead of Wall Street expectations. Shares of JPM were up by more than 1.5%. Many bank stocks were up anywhere between 2 and 3%. Of course, expectations for earnings for the quarter have been rather low. And with low expectations and pretty darn good earnings, Haley, that's the perfect formula for a market that goes up. Doesn't go up every day, but lately that certainly has been the case.
When you beat the street.
Absolutely.
And Richard, you are hosting an investment workshop.
Yes, we are. It's actually next week. We're going to be hosting a workshop Wednesday. That's the 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon, and Thursday the 21st at 10 o'clock in the morning. Emotions, boy, talk about Brexit. Emotions, elections, and opportunities. It's at my office, 1 Sarasota Tower on the 12th floor. Please RSVP 906-2840. Again, 906-2840. At the risk of stating the obvious, I think we're going to have plenty to talk about in terms of what has been happening and undoubtedly what will happen going forward.
With the election coming up.
Yes,
all right. Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, rumors swirling around the presidential race. Donald Trump now just hours away from announcing his running mate. And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, later in Health Smart, how soda and other sugary drinks could affect your risk for certain cancers.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
On your TV, on your computer,
on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
The rumors are flying. Donald Trump says he will announce his running mate tomorrow. The presumptive GOP nominee says he's down to 2 candidates. Newt Gingrich claims it's between him and Indiana Governor Mike Pence. Trump met with each of them for over an hour yesterday.
We had a great conversation about the country, challenges facing America, and my firm belief that Donald Trump is going to provide the kind of leadership that America needs.
Pence would have to withdraw from Indiana's governor's race in order to run for vice president. The deadline to do that is tomorrow at noon. The VP announcement will come just an hour before at 11 a.m. Whoever it is, Trump will appear with the selectee tomorrow morning in New York. 2 top Florida politicians will speak at the Republican National Convention. According to convention organizers, Governor Rick Scott and Attorney General Pam Bondi will appear on stage at next week's event in Cleveland. Bondi was the first high-profile Florida politician to back presumptive GOP nominee Donald Trump ahead of the March primary. Scott did not endorse Trump until after the primary. Former Governor Jeb Bush and U.S. Senator Marco Rubio are skipping the convention. And ABC7 will bring you special live coverage of both the Republican National Convention and the Democratic National Convention. ABC7's Ray Collins and Alan Cohn will be in Cleveland next week for the RNC. Then the following week, myself, along with Adam Cellini and Alan Cohn, we will be in Philadelphia for the Democratic National Convention. Be sure to tune in for all the latest developments here on ABC7, as well as all of our social media pages. So please follow us.
A lot going to be going on there, obviously. Yes, it is. And lots been going on here with the lightning, too. I want to kind of reiterate the lightning, very dangerous situation here along Florida. West Coast is the lightning capital of North America, right here from Tampa to Lakeland all the way down to Fort Myers. That's a result of those afternoon and evening thunderstorms. If you can hear the thunder, you're close enough to getting hit. So seek shelter indoors, away from windows. Best advice as far as that goes. Here's a look at another roll cloud associated with a line of intense storms making their way up the coast now. This is from Carl. He sent this in just about an hour ago as those storms were moving through Venice. And as far as the Casey Key webcam goes, nice afternoon for the most part. And then as we get past 4 o'clock, you start to see that line moving right on through. That's the gust front out of that rainfall. And there's more behind it. So showers and storms in the offing. You can see what's been going on. We had a little bit earlier start to the storms, and they're pushing off to the northwest at 10 miles an hour. Extreme lightning strikes now from Lakewood Ranch northward up to Parrish and near Ellington and Palmetto, right along I-75. Torrential downpours making for some tough driving conditions. And now light rain kind of re-entering the picture down in South Sarasota County after some pretty hefty amounts earlier. We could see some redevelopment later on this evening, but it looks like this particular day we'll get the early storms out of the way, and then the evening storms, there won't be as many around, but we'll still see some. You can see that lightning activity moving along I-75 right toward I-275. Most of it staying away from the coast, although there's one lightning strike right there, well away from the main cell, and another shower developing right there near Lakewood, I should say Longboat Key. Lakewood Ranch, obviously, another half hour or so, things will start to calm down there as that moves away toward the northwest. Doppler indicated hail with this particular cell just near Parrish. You could be seeing some pea-sized hail with this cell. Again, the impact is not all that high. It's a 3 out of a scale of 1 to 10 with that. And the major concern is the hail at this point. The gusty winds up to maybe 30 to 40 miles an hour. There have been no reports of any severe weather at this point. We're still getting that southeasterly flow, although there is some drier air just to the south and east of us. And it looks like we may not see as many storms tomorrow, but there'll still be a few around. Rainfall estimates 2.1 inches of rainfall. That's near I-75 in Fruitville. stretching northward to Lakewood Ranch. A little bit more rainfall in Inglewood. They didn't get much over the last couple of days, but Inglewood had some rainfall today. Northport not getting as much rainfall. Currently at the airport, we're hearing some thunder there. It's 90. The dew point at 73 makes it feel about 98 degrees. Winds are out of the southwest at 14, and the pressure now 30.08. Still rather high and holding strong. Now 76 in Jacksonville, 93 in Orlando, and 89 in Miami. Where it's been raining, things have come down quite nicely, and that's the one thing I want to point out. Last week we had all that west wind, and the week prior to that we didn't get the afternoon and evening storms, which have a tendency to cool us down throughout the evening hours and into the morning hours just after sunrise. It takes a little longer for the sun to heat the ground with there's moisture in place, and that's the reason why these afternoon and evening thunderstorms are so important when it comes to keeping us a little bit cooler. I mentioned that drier air. You can see it kind of spinning with this upper level low. It's now entering into southeast Florida, so rainfall and thunderstorm production tomorrow may not be as great, but we will still see some storms. Southeast winds turn to the south at 5 to 10 knots and a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast calling for a 40% chance for storms through the weekend, afternoon and evening, and 30% Monday and Tuesday as some moisture moves in. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No accidents right now, but I-75 is slow going. The northbound lanes are blocked. Bee Ridge Road from north up to State Road 64. In health news tonight, people who drink lots of sugary drinks may have a higher risk of developing rare cancers in the gallbladder and bile ducts around the liver. That's according to a study in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute. People who had 2 or more juice drinks or sodas a day had more than twice the risk of developing gallbladder tumors and 79% higher odds of getting biliary duct cancer. The connection between sodas and these tumors are unclear, but emerging evidence suggests obesity as well as elevated blood sugar levels may increase the risk of these malignancies. Getting enough magnesium may help keep blood pressure under control. That's according to an analysis of more than 30 studies. People who took magnesium supplements had lower blood pressure after 3 months compared with people who did not take the supplements. Participants took between 240 to 960 milligrams of magnesium each day during their studies. Doctors say that these supplements are relatively safe and inexpensive. Coming up, a bumpy ride in the air. A plane is rerouted due to severe turbulence. What passengers had to say about this scary experience. And 2 playful tiger cubs have some big names to live up to. The powerful leaders these siblings are named after when we return.
Florida Studio Theater presents the 8th Annual Sarasota Improv Festival, July 14th through 16th. 3 days of non-stop comedy with 18 groups from New York City, Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Chicago, Columbia, Canada, Orlando, and more. The laughter will be unlimited. Don't miss what Daly City says is non-stop lunacy. Featured acts will include premier improv group Impro Theater. Improv Festival passes and tickets are on sale now. 941-366-9000 or visit floridastudiotheater.org.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
And track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Emergency crews are at the scene of an accident in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where a train collided with a truck, causing 8 cars to derail. Crews are cleaning up thousands of gallons of diesel fuel spilled in the crash. The truck was destroyed and the cab was found 50 yards away in a ditch. Firefighters had to use special equipment to free the truck driver, who was pinned inside the wreckage. He and 2 engineers were taken to the hospital and are expected to be okay. Police are investigating how this crash happened. Passengers on board a Southwest Airlines flight got quite a scare. The flight was heading from Chicago to Austin when severe turbulence forced it to divert its route. The turbulence lasted about a minute, but out of caution, the flight crew decided to land at Kansas City International Airport to check out the plane. No one was hurt, but passengers say it was a nerve-wracking experience.
I was actually falling asleep, and then next thing I knew, my butt was out of the chair.
That plane dropped and tipped, and the gentleman next to me, like, he rose up out of his seat, and I grabbed his arm, and I don't know whether it was out of fear or whatever.
The plane was cleared and the flight continued to Austin. 2 tiger cubs in the Philippines finally have names. Meet Lenny and Duterte, I guess. The 2-month-old cubs are named after the country's president and vice president. They were presented to the public for the first time today. Their parents are Bengal tigers. When the zoo owner was asked why he named the cubs after the country's leaders, he says it's symbolic of his hope that the Philippines will have a tiger economy in the coming years. Still to come on your Suncoast News, a solution to the lack of parking in downtown Bradenton, when a new parking garage will likely open and how it will help area businesses. Plus, a historic mansion closed for business, why Selby Gardens is keeping one museum off limits to the public.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
You know what scares me? No electricity. Yeah, when this magical box suddenly stops working, I call the pros at Mr. Sparky and they send a superhero to save the day. How's it going, Pablo?
It's going great, Mike.
Pablo possesses amazing skill. He can perform incredible feats at blinding speed. Superhero!
Couldn't have done it without you.
Modest, too.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Just to be clear, I don't live here.
Dog days of summer got you down? Beat the heat with huge summer savings during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll be the coolest family on the block in your all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $27,999. Or get the lowest price ever on a new Dodge Journey, just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, We provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
We are delighted to have Dr. Kaminsky join our team at the Totola Cancer Center.
I'm a radiation oncologist. I was at the National Institutes of Health, most recently at the Medical College of Georgia, specialized in central nervous system cancers, prostate cancers, and other types. At the Totola Cancer Center, we have a level of technology that is second to none.
He has a great wealth of knowledge and shares the same passion that we have for patient care.
My family and I are happy to be here in Sarasota and excited to treat our patients here at the Totola Cancer Center.